now because people are really experiencing heavy rains and destroying property, displacing, and people, compensating for the damaged property. It's need money. Well, we are into the Air Quality Week, Awareness Week, and did you know that Uganda, the required air pollution that is required is at 5 micrograms? Yes, they're recommended for the World Health Organization, but for Uganda we shifted from 37. For Uganda we actually shifted from where we were at, from 37 to 41 micrograms of gas emissions in the air, and which is 8 times higher than the recommended one. So every day on a daily we are experiencing people are dying. They said actually 31,000 plus people die due to air related diseases. Talk about lung cancer, talk about heart diseases. I mean, we consume gases every day, and it's devastating. Mostly those that are into the city. At least when there is for those that are near the industrial parks, it's the air can be cleaned. It's because now there are there's everywhere, but here in our capital, mostly in the city centers, where business is taking place, we have less trees. The cars are very many. I mean, there's a lot in our air. The dusty roads, the tarmac roads, and of course it's always there in the month of May. So this week it started on the 6th, which was on Monday, and it's ending on Friday. So it's going to be a whole week dedicated for air quality awareness on how you should protect yourself as an individual from this air that we consume, this unhealthy air that we consume. Now the air quality week annual event that takes place between 6th to 10th of May, where the US governments collaborate to share information on air quality and health, encouraging people to use air quality index to plan outdoor activities and protect their health from air pollution. Well, now this brings us to last year they had discussions relating to air, relating to one of course they'll give highlighting some of the how we consume air, dirty air, and of course through wildfires, and they talked of smoke, burning of compost, burning of wastes, and the wildfires, there are causes burning eyes, runny nose, those chronic heart diseases and lung. And of course the most vulnerable people are pregnant women and children. Those are the ones prone to smoke. So that brings me to this this thing of actually how Ugandans are so petty, that because people are looking for the cheapest fuel, well, you do not know, I understand, there's quality control, but then you do not know what is mixed up in that fuel at the end of the day. So some cars consume contaminated fuel, I should say, and that is causing pollution, air pollution. And number one cause of air pollution in Kampala is vehicles, gas emissions, transportation is the one leading cause of air pollution. That is what is affecting us. Everyone has a car, almost everyone can afford to buy a car lately, and it's becoming too much. You are, on a border, probably the borders, there's that gas, the black gas that comes out, and you don't have a mask on, you don't have maybe a scarf to cover yourself. you wouldn't have a good day actually. Then the roads, my goodness, the roads, the biogas, the biomass. Then we have industries, but of course I could say industries are a bit far from from the city centers, maybe that side of Namamve, but that can be clean, because if you look at that side, there is a little bit of vegetation, there's a little bit of trees. So we need to plant more trees in our city. That also, yeah, so that we avoid all this inconvenience on who's breathing which air. Yeah, so definitely, yeah. So Kampala, like I'd said, air pollution increased from 39.5 micrograms to 41 micrograms, which is 8 times recommended by the World Health Organization. Literally every day we're killing people. We're killing people with our gases, it's too much. It's actually too much. You know, I read a report yesterday. They're also giving a report yesterday, and people are not in the know on what repercussions that come with such instances. So make sure we were trying to reduce on vehicle emissions. Well, we do not know how we're going to do it, if at all we have to ship in electric vehicles to reduce on emissions from vehicles, or maybe people should start taking initiative to go and procure good fuel. Come on, temuturaza, yeah. So that is what I could say about that. So please, even though because someone had an argument and said, yeah, we're talking about emissions, we're talking about renewable energy, we're talking about bringing in electric cars. You as an individual, how are you protecting yourself from all this? Yeah, and of course solutions will be given as well, and of course we shall be giving you more of how the different suggestions that they are going to give in this this very week regarding air pollution and the air pollution index, which country takes it all. Yeah, but for Uganda so far not so bad, because I don't think we emit even 1% of gases. Yeah, but at the end of the day, still if you look at 31,000 plus dying due to air-related diseases, yeah, that is something that we have to look into. Well, that brings us to the end of our morning call. This is where we get to give you what is happening into the press. Well, I have the monitor and the vision, and of course, yesterday, as anticipated, the traders closed their shops and they had a talk with the President of the Republic of Uganda, that is His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Yeah, and of course, President promises win-win solution for on increase taxes after meeting, and of course, he gives traders options. Oh, okay. Assessing Uganda's progress in eliminating poverty. Of course, that is one of the SDGs that we at the UN set up. And of course, government earmarks 9 billion Ugandan shillings for teachers' university. And of course, why members of parliament rejected the 5% tax on land deals. That and more, if you grab yourself that. And of course, government to borrow 1.1 trillion to upgrade national roads. We recently saw the Karuma road that had an issue. It had crack, high levels of water. So the cars are diverting using another diversionary. And of course, looking at traders' gain, losses in meeting with Museveni. And of course, President orders Uganda Revenue Authority to open shops it locked over the electronic physical receipting and invoicing solution standoff, but says tax revenue is required to develop the country for current and future generations. Yeah, true. Well, embassies stopped from replacing lost passports. Of course, under the new guidelines, Ugandans in the diaspora who lose their passport must first return to the country to have it processed and replaced. So how would you get back into the country if you lost a passport? Free by 2030. Is Uganda on track? Well, looking at the percentage, 1 in 5 people lives in poverty. This is really worrying. 1 in 5. Jesus. And of course, 3.5 million people live below the poverty line. Yeah, and in rural areas, looking at the percentage between 2019 to 2020, 11.7%. Number of poor in the urban areas reached to 1.3 million people, and rural areas, those in villages, I should say up country, giving a report of 29 since 2020, 23.2%. 7 million people living, number of poor people. Well, such reports really get you to thinking. And of course, businessman loses prime city building over loan. And of course, I'm seeing Sudil Ruparelia here. Oh, okay, quite interesting, actually. And of course, this is Makere 1000 MasterCard scholarship for grabs, those that are joining university, yeah. And of course, Russia offers 200 scholarships to girls. Okay? Talking about empowering girl child education. And of course, the Russian government, Russia is penetrating solely in Africa. It's even reached in Uganda. Now, of course, the Russian government has announced a new offer for Ugandan girls to pursue vocational training in Alabuga Special Economic Zone. And of course, at least 200 girls, Ugandan girls, will benefit from the fully sponsored scholarship. Yeah, while calling those interested to apply for scholarship. Beneficiaries, 50 bachelors, masters, and PhDs. Good. This is good. And of course, looking at Parliament having rejected tax on land deals in cities and municipalities. Yeah, and of course, members of Parliament led by Chairperson of Parliament's Committee on Finance, Amos Kakunda of Rampara, argued that there is a capital gains tax arising from sale of shares in private limited liability company provided under Section 21K of the Income Tax Act. Okay, if you're interested in that, you can grab yourself a copy and read more of what is happening in our country, Uganda. Well, of course, as shall be giving you more of sports. And of course, ICC to hire lawyer for LRA boss coin. And of course, government to nurture men, women to embrace marriage. Well, divorce is becoming an issue, and of course, I'm looking at property distribution after divorce. My goodness. do quick things. They change the picture and what. Someone sells their passport. Never jaku embassy, never gamba. Oh, they stole my passport. Oh, stuff like that. So it is inhabiting criminality. So someone sells it at 18 million Ugandan shillings. Ugandans are strategists. I didn't know this is a move. Well, people. And of course, government warns flooding in lakes and rivers. So get ready. And of course, Japan says talks on new Karuma Bridge on go. Yeah, there's need to, because many vehicles use that road, you know, Kampala Gulu Road. Of course, UNRWA indicated previously that designs for the 250-meter bridge were completed, and it is projected to cost around 375 billion Ugandan shillings, which is approximately $100 million. Goodness me, my goodness. Well, of course, and of course, people's businesses have been closed. The night economy, you know, people here who work in the night economy are saying, this is the bridge is becoming a problem. It's causing people losses into their business. We don't want to mention the business though, but you know, the night economy is, you know, full of mysterious activities in the night. Yeah, like I said, government to borrow 1.1 trillion shillings to upgrade national roads. Yeah, with 80.8 trillion Ugandans debt, and we are borrowing too. Oh, Uganda is the land of freedom. Yeah. Well, those that are living near lakes, please make sure you evacuate, because the longer you stay, the more you'll be submerged in water. And if you can't swim, too bad for you. You're going to lose property. There's some places that you really see and you're like, Sika Bazunga, I want to stay on the lake shores. Oh, it could be nice, but then consider, you know, in case floods happen, you know, stuff like that. Well, that brings us to the end of what is happening into the press. I'm going for a short commercial break. I'll be back with what is happening in East Africa. Did you know that we have cyclone floods that are really displacing people in Tanzania? Not only in Tanzania, but of course those areas that are aligned with the ocean, that is Kenya, Tanzania. So they are facing it rough, and there is a lot of flooding that is happening, disruption of business. Well, that and more when we come back shortly after this.
Smart 24, driving business.
Osmosis is coming.
My bossy, can I borrow fuel? Biggie money, can I borrow renty? Manager, give me some caloni. Okay, what about 5K?